Part 20. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the God-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 191. Regarding Shanhaiguan, Lu Jin's attitude has been very clear. Once he captures Shanhaiguan, he will start a war with Yaotang. Lu Jin had not won the Chi of Sakura Island's national destiny before, so he was really not sure about the dragon's Chi to deal with Yaotang. But now, Lu Jin has a profound background, and even the dragon energy is extremely powerful. So at this time, Shanhaiguan has become a switch. A signal to start a war with Yaotang. It's just that Lu Jin never took the initiative to touch the switch. But now, Demon Tang has raised his troops and is approaching Shanhaiguan. The Suanjia soldiers jumped onto the city wall, wearing black armor and holding long spears, and began to massacre the defenders on the city wall. The Black Armor Army, whose average strength was at the level of third-grade warriors, quickly opened a gap. The rest of the Suanjia army immediately climbed onto the city wall and joined in the fight. Xuerongui, holding a square-shaped painted halberd, rushed directly into the crowd. One blow fell. The surrounding area was instantly cleared, with blood splattering everywhere. Just as Xuerongui was fighting, a sharp blade suddenly came from a blind corner. The moment he sensed the danger, Xuerongui ducked sideways. The sharp blade passed by, and Xuerongui looked angrily at the attacker. He was clearly the city defender commander with the realm of a second-grade warrior. Court death. Xuerongui swept past with a square halberd. The face of the city guard commander changed drastically, and he immediately raised the weapon in his hand to resist. When? The next second, the city guard commander flew directly out of the city wall and smashed into the ground like a cannonball. Xuerongui's eyes quickly scanned the crowd and quickly discovered the remaining commanders of the city defense. As the saying goes, to catch the thief first, catch the king. Xuerongui plans to deal with these city defense commanders first. Brush. Fang Tian swung his painted halberd again, and Xuerongui rushed through the crowd with unmatched momentum and pointed directly at the commander of the city defense. Not far from Shanhaiguan, several red flame gosh hawks were hovering over Shanhaiguan. Looking at the fierce battle below, the soldiers on the back of the red flame gosh hawk couldn't help but frown slightly. It's Yaotang's Suanjia army. Apparently, there are about 10,000 in number. 10,000 Suanjia troops are enough to capture Shanhaiguan, not to mention the leader is so brave. It is only a matter of time before Shanhaiguan falls. Hurry up and tell the general the news. Shanhaiguan is in an emergency. It's our turn to show up. Having said this, several people quickly returned to the camp. Li Mu, the god in the camp, couldn't help but chuckle when he saw the information about the reconnaissance return. It looks like it's finally time for them to show up. Break camp and prepare to attack the key points. In less than a stick of incense, the originally prosperous camp like a city was reduced to a mess. God Li Mu looked at Shanhaiguan not far away, and pulled out the sharp sword in his hand with a bang. Attack the key. The Long Han army pressed forward step by step, rushing towards Shanhaiguan. Xuerongui, who was at the gate of Shanhaiguan, gasped for air and looked at the corpses lying around. He couldn't help but frown slightly. The strength and number of these commanders are far different from those recorded in the records. It seems that Shanhaiguan's strength has gradually increased over the years. Fortunately, the king wisely ordered me to capture Shanhaiguan. If Shanhaiguan is allowed to grow for a few more years, I'm afraid it won't be captured so easily. All right. Next, he only needs to wipe out the last remnants of Shanhaiguan, and then he can completely take over Shanhaiguan. At this time, a scream suddenly sounded. Xuerongui frowned slightly, but didn't pay too much attention. But then, he sniffed and smelled something burnt. What is the taste? Suddenly his face changed drastically. It smelled like burnt human flesh. He quickly rushed out of the tower and came to the outside world. Immediately afterwards, he saw a scene he would never forget. The red flame gosh ox lined up in a row sprayed out fierce flames, and the city wall was quickly enveloped in flames. Although the soldiers of the Suanjia army wore armor, the armor could not protect against the all-pervasive flames. For a moment, there were screams and a burning smell filled the air. Boom! At this moment, there was a loud noise. The gate of Shenhaiguan was directly broken open, and the Qianlong army led by Shen Limu began to fight against the surrounding Suanjia army. One of the Suanjia soldiers looked at the shirtless savage hunter, sneered, and stabbed the savage hunter directly with the sharp weapon in his hand. When the sharp weapon pierced the wild hunter's skin, and there was a sound of metal colliding. Xuerongui could not feel the breath of a living person from it. The demon cavalry sneered, waved his hand, and the tiger demon beside him roared and fought towards the Suanjia army. And Xuerongui also discovered something was wrong. This guy's whole body was made of metal. No, it's not barbarian. Their flag is not barbarian's flag. At this time, the yellow turban warrior's arms were severely deformed. But the next second, the yellow turban warrior mobilized his true energy, and his originally twisted arms quickly returned to their original shape like memory metal. Now, he needs to stand up. As the general of Yaotang, he needs to kill the enemy and reunite the defeated morale. With such a terrifying puppet technique, could it be that Emperor Barbarian who has been resurrected? Monsters! These people are monsters. The armor that the Suanjia army was usually proud of was easily torn apart like paper under the sharp teeth of the tiger demon. This is enough to show how powerful Xuerongui is, as a super first-grade warrior. Xianjiajan's eyes widened and he couldn't believe it. Xuerongui looked at the defeated Suanjia army with complicated eyes. Could it be Barbarian Hu's secret army? When did Barbarian Hu have such a powerful force? Xuerongui couldn't help but be slightly startled when he noticed the yellow turban warrior's cultivation. Xuerongui roared angrily and his eyes fell on one of the yellow scarf warriors. He grabbed one of the Suanjia soldiers, and with his horrified eyes, he broke it in half as if breaking a branch. Is this the elite that Yaotang is proud of? In front of them, these black armor soldiers were like lost dogs. How is this possible? Not far away, the yellow turban warriors also discovered Xuerongui. A first-grade warrior? The entire arms were twisted out of shape. On the other side, the demon cavalry, also wearing black armor, looked at the black armor army in front of them. More than enough to kill these monsters. Damn it! Who are they? What? But then he realized, what about first-level cultivation? Before it could react, Xuerongui attacked him directly. The yellow scarf warrior blocked Xuerongui's attack with his arms in front of him. Finally, there is the yellow turban warrior. Compared with other arms, the yellow turban warrior's attacks are extremely monotonous. But before he could be surprised, the wild hunter grabbed his wrist and began to crush him inhumanely. He has a super first-level cultivation level. Cut! A square-shaped halberd fell directly. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 192. I want to see how many times you can recover. Before the yellow turban warrior could fully recover, Xuerongui attacked again. Cut! Fang Tian's painted halberd released an astonishing pressure and hit the yellow scarf warrior directly like a meteorite falling from the sky. There was a loud noise, and cracks appeared throughout the city wall. Xuerongui did not give up the attack and continued to pursue. Boom! Another violent blow enveloped the yellow scarf warrior, and he immediately launched a wild bombardment. Under the city wall, the god Limu watched Xuerongui's rain-like attack in the sky fall on the yellow scarf warrior. The yellow turban warrior was beaten around like a rag doll. A soldier nearby saw this and couldn't help asking. General, that person should be the general opposite. That should be right. Such terrifying infuriating pressure must only be possessed by generals and commanders. General, should we take action? If we kill him, the enemy will definitely flee. The god Limu waved his hand, and his personal guards couldn't help but show a trace of doubt when they saw this. No need to worry, if he can really destroy the Yellow Turban warriors, I will take action. But now, I don't plan to take action because I want to see if the Yellow Turban warrior can transcend the level and kill the first level. What? A leapfrog kill to the first level? How can it be? The gap between first grade and super first grade is a huge gap. Without means, it is absolutely impossible to cross this gap. But at this moment, something happened on the battlefield above the sky. Xuerongui hit the Yellow Turban warrior with one blow, and the Yellow Turban warrior hit directly into the border gate. Xuerongui gasped for air in the air. He had consumed at least 30% of his energy in the series of attacks just now. If an ordinary first-level warrior were hit by a combo that consumed 30% of his true energy, he would probably be gone. But with Xuerongui's last punch just now, he clearly felt that the opponent was not completely wiped out. The yellow scarf warrior in the pit was all twisted, and his former appearance was no longer visible. Seeing the yellow scarf warrior like this, Xuerongui breathed out a sigh of relief. They were all beaten into the state by themselves, and even if Emperor Barbarian who was resurrected, it would be impossible to restore them. But the next second, something terrible happened. The yellow scarf warrior's body began to expand rapidly like an inflated ball, and his original body shape gradually returned. Xuerongui's eyes widened. How could it be possible? The yellow scarf warrior in front of me is simply an unbeatable Xiaoqiang. Even though he was attacked like this, he still survived. Moreover, Xuerongui could detect it. Most of the Yellow Turban warrior's chi had been used to restore his body just now. But almost instantly, the Yellow Turban warrior's energy suddenly returned to a 100% perfect state. How can this be? Why does its chi recovery speed be so fast? Xuerongui felt like he was going crazy now. He couldn't kill a first-level soldier? No. In an instant, the demon soul was released, and Xuerongui fell into a state of complete madness. He doesn't believe it today. He won't be able to deal with this yellow scarf warrior. Roar! A shadow appeared around Xuerongui. This shadow was a tiger with pure white hair. Different from Yu Qigong's tiger soul is domineering and powerful. Then Xuerongui's demon soul is weird and cruel. Brush. The next second, Xuerongui's body disappeared, and when he reappeared, he was already in front of the Yellow Turban warrior. All the true energy gathered in Fang Tian's painted halberd. I want to see if you can recover after being split in half. Xuerongui roared angrily, and Fang Tian's painted halberd fell directly. Cut! The yellow scarf warrior was directly split in half. But at this time, Xuerongui discovered the clue. In the body of this yellow scarf warrior, there are actually a bunch of strange-shaped stones. The next second, one of the stones shattered, and pure and thick Genkai burst out. The yellow scarf warrior who was split in half instantly returned to his original shape. I see. Xuerongui's eyes lit up. There was such a magical ore. A greedy smile appeared on his face. Cut again. Xuerongui split the Yellow Turban warrior open again, and the yin-yang stone inside was exposed. General, why don't you take action yet? As long as you have a steady stream of infuriating energy, you can exhaust your opponents to death even in over-level challenges. If other people use the yin-yang stone, then for him, this energy is not a supply, but a deadly poison. Ding, congratulations on successfully occupying Shenheguan. Here is your reward, a golden legendary mountain and sea treasure chest. Xuerongui's eyes widened, and he was really ready to use his true energy to stop the bleeding. Isn't this the yin-yang stone that His Majesty sent before? But as soon as he relaxed, his true energy exploded again. In an instant, a burst of true energy penetrated into his body. Xuerongui did not put up any defense and was ready to absorb the true energy. Xuerongui held the yin-yang stone in his hand, and he began to think about how to use the yin-yang stone. So he had set a trap long ago, and the yin-yang stone could only be used by people from the Longhan camp. Seeing this scene, God Li Mu's personal guards widened their eyes. Blood vessels all over his body burst, and blood instantly stained his body red. Suffer. Ha ha ha, are you relying on these stones to recover again and again? Blood spurted out, and now Xuerongui could no longer suppress the violent energy. How could His Majesty not consider this issue? But now that Xuerongui has plundered the yin-yang stone, the guards can't help but become anxious. However, Xuerongui was clever but was misled by his cleverness. He tried his best to suppress the raging energy in his body. Just in time, my energy is almost exhausted. Thank you for the gift of nature. Lu Jin had long expected that the yin-yang stone might be obtained by the enemy. It looks like it's time to start a war. Good, these stones are mine now. The opponent has obtained the yin-yang stone. If he absorbs the true energy in it to restore his state, wouldn't we suffer a loss? A long sword pierced directly through his body. Ding, congratulations on successfully killing the famous figure Xuerongui. Here's your reward, a golden legendary talent recruitment order. No wonder the Yellow Turban warriors can compete with existences beyond the first level. Xuerongui knelt on the ground and finally saw the figure of God Li Mu. But at this time, Xuerongui got smart and took out all the yin and yang stones from the body of the Yellow Turban warrior. Lu Jin, who was in Qianlong City, received a system message. He opened his eyes and exited the cultivation state. Xuerongui laughed and poured his own energy into it. The god Li Mu looked at Xuerongui, who fell to the ground, and chuckled. But at this moment, his face changed drastically, and the gentle and watery Qi just now turned into a wild beast at this moment, charging wantonly in his dantian. Haven't you learned not to use things on the battlefield casually? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 193. Shan Haiguan was captured by Long Han, and the lords of Yaotang could not sit still. What's the situation? Isn't Shan Haiguan the connecting point between Yaotang and Barbarian? Why does the system show that Long Han occupied Shan Haiguan? Moreover, wasn't Long Han a dynasty founded by the same lord as them? Where did the Barbarian go? A series of doubts were generated in the minds of many Yaotang lords. At this time, some demon lords have begun to react. Why did the Barbarian who frequently offended them suddenly stop invading and even disappeared from sight? After all, Yaotang had robbed Manhu of his most important dragon energy. Over the years, those barbarian tribes have never given up the idea of plundering dragon energy. But now they suddenly disappeared, combined with the sudden appearance of Long Han. The conclusion is obvious. Long Han has annexed Manhu. Therefore, when Shan Haiguan was opened, the system displayed Long Han. Demon Tang Lin Feng, what the hell is this Long Han? Isn't there a wild area next to us? Demon Tang Zhang Benjiun, idiot, haven't you reacted yet, barbarian who was annexed by this dynasty called Long Han? Demon Tang Bai Minjiu, annexation, I heard that the Long Han dynasty was just a dynasty established by lords. Is it that strong? Yao Tang Lin Feng, yes, our monster Tang's strongest lord alliance. The leader has only reached the level of a small prince so far. No matter how perverted this Long Han is, there is no way he can be so powerful. Demon Tang Zhang Benjiun, the facts are before our eyes. As for the strength of this Long Han, we will surely understand it soon. That's right. The lords of Yaotang all know that Xuerongui has led 10,000 Suanjia troops to Shan Haiguan. If nothing unexpected happens, the troops led by Xuerongui will definitely come into contact with the Long Han troops in Shanhaiguan. At that time, based on the battle reports passed back, they will be able to judge Long Han's strength. But in the hearts of many demon lords, they still look down upon Long Han. Demon Tang Lin Feng, it is estimated that the alliance of several lords united to barely overthrow the Shenhan dynasty and establish the Long Han dynasty. Demon Tang Lin Feng, besides, how can a newly established dynasty be compared with our Demon Tang in terms of heritage and strength? Demon Tang Lin Feng, as for the aliens like Barbarian Hu, I can only say haha. Looking at the words in the chat channel, the corners of Lu Jin's mouth raised slightly. These Demon Tang lords really don't betray anyone at all. Directly discuss them publicly on public channels, Long Han, and even belittle Long Han. However, Lu Jin didn't care about these things. The lords of Yaotang also have their own pride. After all, the strength of Yaotang where they are located is one of the best among several areas in Longxia. They can indeed proudly talk about the strength of other regions. Of course, Lu Jin hopes that the more they despise him, the better, because by then, he will be able to defeat the entire Demon Tang more easily and incorporate Demon Tang into his Long Han territory. The biggest enemy of Yao Tang is not Long Han, but themselves, their proud selves. The strong foundation and strength have created an extremely arrogant and unhealthy trend among Yaotang. Xuerongui, who died in Shanhaiguan, is the best example. He is too careless. Therefore, even the god Limu did not officially take action. With just one sword strike, he was killed on the spot. Xuerongui still had many trump cards that he had not used, but these trump cards fell into Lu Jin's hands. Looking at the brocade box transported back from Shanhaiguan, it was all stuff that god Limu had found from Xuerongui. There are many items that contain huge amounts of true energy. God Limu did not act rashly. Instead, he transported all these items back to Qianlong City and handed them over to Lu Jin for processing. After all, their understanding of Yaotang is still too shallow. Seeing this, the puppets next to them, Qi Gong and Xianling, immediately understood why Lu Jin called them over. Originally, Yu Qigong and Fang Xianling were still unclear, but when they heard that the contents of this brocade box were Xuerongui's relics, their expression suddenly changed. But the moment Lu Jin's eyes fell on it, he saw the attribute panel of this item. From the outside, it looks like a beautiful piece of art. Then, Lu Jin looked at the second relic. Your Majesty, this object is called the Demon Soul Pearl, and it is a secret technique mastered by the Demon Tang royal family. A prop that looks like a glass ball. In the fist-sized glass ball, a pure white tiger stands on the top of the mountain. This thing is called the Demon Transformation Pill, and it is also refined from the secret technique mastered by the Demon Tang royal family. The souls of demonic beasts are sealed into it. Once broken, those demonic beast souls will eagerly look for hosts. At this time, Yu Qigong and Fang Xuanling were recruited by Lu Jin. And they are just puppets now, their bodies have long since died, they are just puppets with memories. Lu Jin opened the brocade box, and 3 items suddenly appeared in it. After becoming a puppet, the demonic characteristics of the puppet Xianling were also preserved. I have also seen this term in the introduction to the Demon Suppressing Pagoda. But just for a moment, the faces of Yu Qigong and Xianling returned to calmness. There are no memories and no emotions. After seeing this elixir, Yu Qigong seemed to have thought of something, and he stepped forward and said, "Fusing the demon soul briefly can improve your cultivation strength, but similarly, if you fuse it for a long time, your body will become extremely troublesome." Quality purple epic. Unexpectedly, the demon soul actually looks like this. So they didn't even feel sad about the news of Xuerongui's death. Demonic soul. The demon transformation pill is generally paired with the demon soul bead to exert even more powerful power. In war, you must know your enemy and yourself, so that you can win every battle. They were calm because they knew that sooner or later, Long Han and Yao Tang would have a battle. Name White Tiger Demon Soul. Puppet Xianling took a step forward and took the initiative to introduce to Lu Jin. Report to your majesty, I recognize this object. And Lu Jin took a look at the wings on the puppet Xuanling's body. And on the battlefield, we Demon Tang ministers have the best physiques to absorb demon souls, and the demon souls will naturally choose to merge with us. After taking this elixir, you can gain a large amount of infuriating energy in a short period of time, improve your strength, and at the same time, it will also emit a rich aura that attracts demonic spirits. A pill. Effect: after crushing this object, you can summon the White Tiger Demon Soul to fight. With special skills, you can absorb the power of the White Tiger and enter the demonized state, doubling your strength. They were shocked because they didn't expect that Xuerongui had been killed by Long Han. Therefore, the items on Xuerongui's body may be an important way to understand Yao Tang. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the God-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 194. Demon Transformation Pill, Demon Soul Bead. As expected of the demonic Tang, their profound background allowed them to maximize the value of the demonic beasts. Because of this, Yao Tang can stand out among many areas. Lu Jin put away the demon transformation pill and the demon soul bead and looked at the last prop. It is also an ordinary spherical object. He couldn't tell its properties, which made Lu Jin even more curious. Driven by curiosity, Lu Jin picked up the ball. In an instant, he noticed an extremely terrifying force coming towards him. Lu Jin did not flinch, and the immortal energy was released directly, like a mountain tsunami hitting the ball in his hand. With a click, a crack appeared on the surface of the ball. At this moment, a phantom appeared in front of Lu Jin. The moment they saw this phantom, Yu Qigong and Fang Xianling suddenly had a look of horror on their faces. You arrogant person, since you have obtained this orb, it means that Xuerongui has fallen into your hands. I will remember you. From now on, no matter where you are in the world, I will never let go of anyone who opposes the Demon Tang. As soon as he finished speaking, a burst of true energy struck Lu Jin like a sharp sword. Lu Jin sneered. A phantom dares to be so presumptuous. Boom. Two completely different energies exploded in the air. The entire Longhan Palace instantly set off a storm of true energy. The puppets next to them, Qigong and Xianling, were so angry that they didn't even dare to breathe. And Lu Jin waved his hand to disperse the true energy in Longhan Hall. It seems that this orb is just a container that contains a trace of the power of the Demon King of Tang Dynasty. It can be regarded as a backup left to Xuerongui by the Demon King of Tang Dynasty. Even if Xuerongui falls into the hands of others, he can quickly get information about the killer with the help of this orb. Unfortunately, this orb ended up in Lu Jin's hands. If you want to investigate Lu Jin, he is too young. The orb was disposed of directly by Lu Jin, and what was left were two trophies. Lu Jin collected the two trophies, the Demon Transformation Pill and the Demon Soul Bead. Next, he will use the knowledge of elixirs he has acquired to restore the Demon Transforming Elixir. At the same time, Lu Jin already has the core Demon Suppressing Pagoda to make the Demon Soul Beads. It's not difficult to restore it. In the next few days, Lu Jin locked himself in the Time and Space Palace and began to study the refining methods of the Demon Transformation Pill and the Demon Soul Pearl. Finally, after a few days passed, Lu Jin walked out of the Time and Space Palace again. As soon as he came out of seclusion, he called over Molu Buletin and Yao Daji, as well as the puppet Yu Qigong and the puppet Fang Xianling. The four of them stood in the martial arts arena and looked at Lu Jin in front of them. Lu Jin looked at the crowd and said, I called everyone here today because I have developed a brand new elixir and a brand new item. Any of these two items can enhance your strength. Add the two items together, and you can get the effect of 1 + 1, which is greater than 2. Having said this, Yu Qigong and Fang Xuanling felt their hearts tremble. It has only been a few days, has Lu Jin cracked the formula for the demon transformation pill and the demon soul pearl? Just when the two of them were filled with doubts, Morabulladin stood up. Your Majesty, after this period of training in the Temple of Time and Space, my cultivation level has entered the semi-immortal realm. I'm afraid the effects of ordinary items and elixirs are not very obvious to me. So, Your Majesty, you'd better find a less powerful general to experiment. That's right. The stronger the practitioner, the smaller the effect of external objects on him. Lu Jin glanced at Morabulladin and said very calmly, if this thing had no effect on you, I wouldn't call you over. As he spoke, Lu Jin opened his palm, and in his palm was a brand new elixir. Seeing this elixir, Yuchi Gong and Fang Xuanling couldn't help but look at each other. Is this the demon transformation pill? Completely different from the demon transformation pill, its color is also smoother and rounder. Morabulladin glanced at the elixir in Lu Jin's hand, and then swallowed it in one gulp. In an instant, an extremely pure demon power burst out from Morabulladin's body. But Morabulladin spent almost no effort to absorb all the demonic power in the elixir into true energy. At this moment, his energy reached the peak of half-immortal. Lu Jin nodded with satisfaction, and he crushed another object similar to the demon soul pearl. In an instant, the shadow of Yamata no Orokai appeared in the sky. Yamata no Orokai looked around, and when he saw Lu Jin's figure, he suddenly felt excited. Then, the Yamata no Orokai got into Morabulladin's body. Boom! Violent pressure burst out. Fairyland. Feeling the power within his body, Morabulladin was extremely pleasantly surprised. What a powerful infuriating energy! After another stick of incense, the aura of Morabulladin began to fade, and finally he returned directly to the semi-immortal realm. Puppet Qi Gong and Puppet Fang Xianling opened their eyes wide and couldn't believe it. The two of them took a step forward and circled back and forth around Morabulladin. What's the situation? There are no traces of demonization on Morabulladin's body. Amazing. It's amazing. There are no traces of demonization on my body. But he did merge with the demon soul just now. How on earth is this done? Yuchi Gong and Fang Xuanling were extremely shocked, and their worldview was shocked. Demon Tang has not solved the problem of demonization for so many years. Unexpectedly, it was solved in Lu Jin's hands. Lu Jin smiled and didn't say anything. But he sneered in his heart. This demon king of Tang dynasty was very good at calculating, and when he was analyzing the demon transforming pill, he suddenly discovered it. There is so much room for optimization of the demon transformation pill. Since Yao Tang can develop something like the demon transforming pill, then the alchemy technique must not be too inferior. But why it didn't continue to be optimized may be a clue left by the monarch of Yao Tang. Puppet Yuchi Gong and Puppet Fang Xianling also said it. Even if he becomes a demon, there is still a way to save him by returning to the demon Tang dynasty. Unless the degree of demonization is too serious. And isn't demonization a way to control them? As for the demon soul pearl, it is another trap. The demon soul in a violent state is more powerful, but it is more likely to have a demonization reaction with the fusion person. But if it is a demon soul like Yamata no Orokai who has been trained by Lu Jin to be submissive, there will not be any demonization reaction. It's really a good calculation. Lu Jin distributed the new demon pill formula and began to batch refine the new demon pill. Immediately afterwards, Lu Jin ordered the demon cavalry to go to Sheneng Valley to capture the demon beasts. Collect these monsters into the monster suppressing pagoda, and after some tempering, they can be refined into monster souls. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 195. Soon, a brand new demon transforming pill was produced. And because Lu Jin also improved the cost problem, each general and counselor was equipped with 3 demon transforming pills. This can ensure that they will unleash even more terrifying power in times of crisis. In order to deal with the kingdom of God, I am really worried. Lu Jin sighed. He was so hands-on just to prevent himself from being too powerful and attracting the attention of the kingdom of God. As for Yao Tang, maybe Lu Jin in the past would have thought highly of it. But the Lu Jin of today is no longer the Lu Jin of the past. Although Yao Tang is strong, he is still relatively weak compared to the current Long Han. Now Long Han has several military commanders and advisors who are in the semi-immortal realm. It won't be long before they can successfully enter the immortal realm. And now Lu Jin has almost felt it. It won't take long for him to break through and enter the demigod realm. When he enters the realm of demigods and refines his godhead, he will become a true god. At that time, who else in Yao Tang can stop him? Of course, I am still in the immortal realm now, and my subordinates are only in the semi-immortal realm. I still have to be wary of Yao Tang. Lu Jin returned to Long Han Hall and sat on the dragon chair and breathed a sigh of relief. Next, he only needs to wait for the demon cavalry to capture the demon beasts, so that he can refine these demon beasts into demon souls. Taking advantage of this time, Lu Jin opened his backpack. Looking at the talent recruitment order in his backpack, Lu Jin couldn't help but raise the corners of his mouth slightly. Long Han hasn't had any new talents for a long time. It just so happens that you got a talent recruitment order from killing Xuerongui this time, so just use it. Thinking of this, Lu Jin decisively used the talent recruitment order. Ding, do you want to spend 100,000 gold coins to upgrade the Golden Legendary Talent Recruitment Order to the Golden Legendary Self-Selected Talent Recruitment Order? Oh. Self-Selected Talent Recruitment Order? Lu Jin's eyes immediately lit up when he saw these words. It's your choice again. There is no need to hesitate. Select. Ding, congratulations on getting the Golden Legendary Self-Selected Talent Recruitment Order. Use. The recruitment order in his hand turned into a golden light and disappeared. Immediately afterwards, thousands of characters all appeared in front of Lu Jin, and Lu Jin was dazzled. But this time Lu Jin already had experience and directly pulled the panel to the top. Really? There is a surprise waiting for you on the top floor. Killing God. By Chi. Colorful saint level talents. Or the famous Killing God by Chi. Lu Jin laughed loudly and decided to recruit. Ding, congratulations on successfully recruiting Killing God by Chi. This character will quickly come to serve the Lord God of Death by Chi. Lu Jin looked at the system notification and narrowed his eyes. Something's wrong. This prefix is actually the word Killing God. The two-character prefix immediately made Lu Jin notice something was wrong. At this moment, he noticed an extremely strange aura approaching Qianlong City. Lu Jin stood up and frowned slightly. This breath. Could it be that Seth himself has arrived? No. This aura is more ominous than Bite's aura, and the aura is not too powerful. At most, it is the strength of a saint. At this time, Lu Jin suddenly received a system prompt. Ding, congratulations on successfully triggering the adventure mission The Real God of Killing. Adventure mission? The Real God of Death? Originally, Lu Jin didn't know who the owner of this strange aura was. But now, the system suddenly pops up such an adventure mission for me, so there is no need to think about who it is, Lu Jin. Boom. With a muffled sound, a being exuding an ominous aura fell to the ground outside Longhan Hall. The surrounding guards immediately gathered around. Lu Jin just waved his hand, and the guards immediately put away their nervousness. They almost forgot that the person sitting inside was the strongest person in Longhan. At this moment, the man in front of him, who looked like a madman, spoke in a hoarse voice. My subordinate Bai Qi has met His Majesty Long Yuan Emperor. No need to be polite. Taking the opportunity, Lu Jin turned his attention to Bai Qi, and Bai Qi's attribute panel came out immediately. Name God of Death. Bai Chi. Godhead God of Killing. Realm Saint Realm. Regardless of the small bonus of this attribute, if it were on a battlefield with millions of people, Bai Chi's attribute wouldn't be able to take off directly. Lu Jin didn't expect that it would be so easy to increase loyalty. I can't figure it out, this is the adventure mission. He was indeed a colorful saint-level talent. This talent alone was enough to make Lu Jin look at him with admiration. Talent killing and looting. Every time you kill an enemy, you will gain 1% of the enemy's attributes. Lu Jin smiled slightly, feeling very satisfied with the arrival of the god of death Bai Chi. Having a godhead means that he can break through the limitations of the divine human realm and reach a higher realm. Lu Jin looked at the god of death Bai Chi in the audience, smiled lightly, and then directly handed a token from the temple of time and space to the god of death Bai Chi. Therefore, Lu Jin is very optimistic about Bai Chi. I want to become stronger. Loyalty is such a thing, but any talent who joins Qianlong City will directly reach the level of loyalty within a week. Loyalty 9/8. After you go out, look for the guard, and someone will naturally tell you where the time and space palace is. At this time, Bai Chi, the god of death, glanced at Lu Jin. The cultivation level of the saint is not considered to be the first-rate powerhouse in the entire Longhan. The current killing god Bai Chi is still too weak. He didn't hide his desires at all. After all, in the entire Longhan, apart from Lu Jin, he was the only one with godhead. Is it necessary to train the killing god Bai Chi to the god-human realm to complete the mission? When you finish practicing, come find me again. Ding, the system prompts that your cultivation has shocked the god of killing Bai Chi, and the loyalty of the god of killing Bai Chi has been increased to 100, die loyal. The godhead of Lu Jin still cannot be fused. Looking at the token of the time and space palace in his hand, the god of death Bai Chi left the Longhan palace without saying anything. Lu Jin looked at the back of Bai Chi, the god of death, and couldn't help but raise the corners of his mouth slightly. The real god of death? But it doesn't matter. But Lu Jin believed that after a period of training, Bai Chi would definitely become the strongest person in Longhan. At this time, Lu Jin also noticed keenly that this Bai Chi actually had a godhead. Bai Chi, the god of death, took a step forward and looked at Lu Jin with burning eyes. Oh! But Lu Jin knew one thing very well, that is, this mission must be inseparable from the god of killing Bai Chi. This is the 1000-year token of the time and space palace. You first enter the time and space palace to practice for 1000 years. Permanently gain 1% of the enemy's attribute bonus. At this time, Lu Jin seemed to have thought of something and immediately started his adventure mission. Moreover, his godhead has been perfectly integrated with him. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 196. After settling down Bai Chi, the god of death, Lu Jin turned his attention to his backpack again. At this moment, there are still many treasure boxes in Lu Jin's backpack that have not yet been opened. Lu Jin planned to open all the remaining treasure boxes in one go. After all, now he needs to increase his trump card to fight against Yao Tang. In addition, once the war starts, you will definitely get a lot of treasure chests during the period. Instead of accumulating all the time, it is better to use it directly to increase the strength of the foundation. Thinking of this, Lu Jin directly chose to open the box. Ding ding ding. A series of system prompts sounded in Lu Jin's ears. Lu Jin upgraded all the treasure boxes to the highest level. Immediately afterwards, Lu Jin started to open the box crazily. Ding, congratulations on successfully obtaining the God Puppet technique. Ding, congratulations on successfully obtaining the only special building Longmen Escort Bureau. Ding, congratulations on successfully obtaining the golden legendary material pure white jade. Ding, congratulations on successfully obtaining the golden legendary item Bina body. A series of system prompts sounded, and a large number of items appeared in Lu Jin's backpack. Lu Jin ignored all the system prompts and began to check the items he had obtained. The first item to be inspected was naturally the art of the divine puppet. He had already obtained the immortal puppet technique before. Now, another divine puppet technique was revealed out of the box, which made Lu Jin very curious. What is the difference between this divine puppet technique and the immortal puppet technique? Opening the attribute panel of the divine puppet technique, Lu Jin checked its attributes. Name: the art of divine puppet. Quality: unique and special. Effect: it records the art of puppetry, which can be called a god's method. If you practice it to perfection, you can create a giant divine weapon that is comparable to a god. P.S. You need to learn the art of immortal puppetry to a perfect level before you can learn it. Oh! A giant divine weapon comparable to a god. Lu Jin's eyes lit up when he saw the detailed introduction of the divine puppet technique. He has always regarded the magic of immortal puppet as a small means of his own. After all, puppets created using the magic of immortal puppetry cannot improve their cultivation. Even if there were means to improve it, the cost would be far beyond what Lu Jin could bear. Therefore, the art of immortal puppet was not taken too seriously by Lu Jin. But now, the emergence of the divine puppet technique has directly aroused Lu Jin's mind. Puppet improvement technique, special puppet creation method, and puppet cultivation method. After a brief glance, Lu Jin felt it even more. The person who can leave this magic puppet behind is simply a genius. And the immortal puppet technique that I obtained is more like an incomplete part of this divine puppet technique. After Lu Jin examined the method of the god puppet, he understood the horror of the puppet's method. Putting away the magic puppet method, Lu Jin planned to study it in detail later. After that, Lu Jin once again set his sights on the second thing. The only special building Longmen Escort Agency. Since it is a special building, its attributes must not be much different. Thinking of this, Lu Jin set up the Longmen Escort Agency in Qianlong City. When Longmen Escort Agency appeared, Lu Jin saw the properties panel of Longmen Escort Agency. Name: Longmen Escort Agency. Quality: unique and special. Effect: 1. Recruit escorts. Spend 1 to 10,000 gold coins to randomly recruit escorts at the Longmen Escort Bureau. The more gold coins you invest, the stronger the escorts you recruit. Effect: 2. Security guard. In the territory where the escort agency is located, public sentiment increases by 50%, commercial output increases by 20%, and the probability of attracting refugees increases by 10%. Effect: 3. Jianghu Wanderer. You can summon the heroes of the past to fight with you. You can greatly improve your weapon proficiency and have a very small chance of acquiring skills. Required conditions for the next upgrade: the escort agency's output reaches 100,000 gold coins, 100,000 units of refined iron, 100,000 units of jade. After reading the Longmen Escort Bureau's panel, Lu Jin frowned slightly. His eyes mainly fell on Effect 1 and Effect 3. Recruiting escorts. The key is to draw randomly. This reminded him of those card drawing games he played before. System: what is the level of the strongest escort that Longmen Escort Agency can draw? Lu Jin didn't have high expectations for these escorts. They are all wanderers. What kind of strength can they have? Lu Jin is already grateful to God for the existence of a saint. Unexpectedly, the next system answer gave Lu Jin a clearer understanding of Longmen Escort Agency. Answer: the probability of drawing an escort from the divine realm is 1 in a billion, the probability of drawing an escort from the immortal realm is 1 in 10 million, and the probability of drawing an escort from the saint realm is 1 in a million. Etc. What's the situation? Did you hear it right? A bodyguard from the realm of gods. Answer: the selected escorts all come from other parallel worlds. In some worlds, The escort industry is developed, and top escorts can rival the gods of that world. As a result, his martial arts skills were not taken seriously by others. In some parallel worlds, there may be really powerful escorts. Start up. But after being blessed by the system, his strength reached the realm of immortals, Qingli and Sword Immortal Li Bai. The last 10 million gold coins can't be spent on love. 1 million gold coins were thrown in, but not even a first-grade escort master was thrown out. Lu Jin was silent. Seeing this name, Lu Jin couldn't help but be slightly startled. But the next second, a system sound rang in Lu Jin's ears. Lu Jin couldn't help but become curious about the strength of this Qingli and Sword Immortal Li Bai. 100 draws in a row. When the system said this, Lu Jin understood. In this case, Lu Jin looked at Longmen Escort Agency. No, is my luck so bad? Good guy. It's just that his poetic talent overshadowed his martial arts. Ding, congratulations on winning the 4th grade escort master Wang Meili. His first immortal realm bodyguard was actually the famous Li Bai. Lu Jin waved his hand and directly invested nearly 1 million gold coins. Endless white light burst out, and Lu Jin sighed. But his poems all reveal that his martial arts attainments are not low. Ding, congratulations on getting the immortal realm escort Qingli and Sword Immortal Li Tebe. The corners of Lu Jin's mouth raised slightly. In his memory, Li Bai was a famous poet. System, these escorts are all wanderers, why do they still exist in the realm of gods and humans? Lu Jin threw it indirectly. Ding, congratulations on obtaining the 8th grade escort master King Sledgehammer. Ding, congratulations on winning the 2nd grade escort Wang Xiaomei. Something. A series of white lights flashed, making Lu Jin feel that his eyes were about to be blinded. But now, the Li Bai he got was not the poet Li Bai. That's just right. Let me enjoy the lottery today. Answer, Lord, please rest assured that the products produced by the system must be of high quality, and you can use them with confidence. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the God-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 197. My Li Bai, I have met His Majesty Long Yuan Emperor. The door of the Longmen Escort Bureau opened, and a young man with an immortal demeanor, as if he had been banished to the world, walked out. This person is none other than the Qingli and Sword Immortal Li Bai and Li Tebe, who Lu Jin spent a lot of money to recruit from the Longmen Escort Agency. Lu Jin looked up and down, and the first thing he noticed was Li Bai's realm aura. There is no doubt that it is a fairyland. Sure enough, with the support of the system, even Li Bai can become a true swordsman. Very good, from now on you will be the chief escort of Longmen Escort Bureau. From now on, you will be responsible for handling all matters in the escort agency. If anything happens in the future, just come to Longhan Hall to find me. Lu Jin was naturally very satisfied with the Qingli and Sword Immortal Li Bai. Later, Lu Jin set his sights on the 3rd effect of Longmen Escort Agency. Rogue. This effect made Lu Jin very curious. It can improve martial arts, but it has the same effect as the Time and Space Palace. Li Bai also saw Lu Jin's intention and immediately handed it over. Your Majesty, you must want to see the Jingguo Hall of Longmen Escort Agency. Jingguo Hall. This name is somewhat interesting. Later, under the leadership of Li Bai, Lu Jin came to the core area of Longmen Escort Agency. In this area, a building that looked like a martial arts arena caught Lu Jin's eyes. Entering it, Lu Jin saw the patterns of hundreds of soldiers from the world with swords, guns, swords, and halberds engraved on the surrounding walls. Li Bai looked at Lu Jin and said respectfully, "If your Majesty wants to refine any kind of martial arts, just inject the true energy into the murals. The Jingguo Hall will transform soldiers into corresponding realms for users to refine their martial arts." Oh! So magical! Lu Jin thought for a while and realized that he was still too shallow in swordsmanship. After all, he possesses a powerful cultivation level, and the Xianyuan ancient sword is also a divine weapon. On weekdays, he usually crushes his opponents with pure strength, so he gradually neglects the practice of swordsmanship. Thinking of this, Lu Jin directly injected his true energy into the longsword mural. The next second, wisps of golden breath flew out from the mural. In the blink of an eye, a golden soldier who was very similar to Lu Jin appeared in front of Lu Jin. Before Lu Jin could react, the golden soldiers attacked directly towards Lu Jin. Upon seeing this, Lu Jin immediately drew his sword to resist. But the golden soldier seemed to have anticipated Lu Jin's movements. His sword move suddenly changed midway and struck directly at Lu Jin's weak point. Good guy. How could Lu Jin not understand the golden soldier's intentions at this time? Infuriating energy explodes and physical fitness improves. Lu Jin used lightning speed to directly block the golden soldier's attack. And Li Bai next to him had a flash of surprise in his eyes. He actually blocked it? He originally thought that a practitioner like Lu Jin, who had not practiced orthodox swordsmanship, would be defeated in less than 3 moves when facing the golden soldier. But now it seems that Lu Jin did not lose quickly. On the contrary, through constant fighting, my kendo experience began to increase crazily. Thanks to Emperor Long Yuan, it is not an accident that he has reached this point. Ding, because of your extraordinary performance, Qinglian Sword Immortal Li Bai's loyalty to you has been increased to 100, die loyal. System hint? A system prompt suddenly sounded in Lu Jin's ears. But it was precisely because of the system prompt that Lu Jin's movements were interrupted. The golden soldier caught Lu Jin's flaw and struck his throat with a sword. Broken. Just when the golden soldier was about to touch Lu Jin, the golden soldier froze in place. The golden soldier's sword edge could not get any closer, because at this time, Lu Jin had already attached his true energy to the surface, forming an indestructible armor of true energy. At this moment, the golden soldier once again turned into a ray of golden light and disappeared into the longsword mural. Li Bai next to him couldn't help but smile bitterly when he saw this. Your Majesty, the golden soldiers will stop before launching a fatal blow, and then disperse on their own initiative, without causing any danger to their lives. But this is the first time I've seen someone like you, Your Majesty, use your true energy to directly drive back the golden soldiers. Lu Jin looked at the mural on the wall thoughtfully. Lu Jin looked at the puppet in front of him. In some ways, the puppet in front of him was more powerful than Lu Jin himself. Lu Jin regards this god puppet as one of his trump cards. Thinking of this, Lu Jin became even more sure. Bai Qi, the god of death, was keenly aware of the surprise on Lu Jin's body. That's right. Now Lu Jin was like a piece of jade, pure and flawless, and even the true energy in his body had become extremely pure. This is still a series of tasks. At this time, Bai Qi dared to finish his training. After seeing Lu Jin, he couldn't help but frown slightly. Your Majesty, your body. Ding, congratulations on successfully accepting the adventure mission, the follow-up to the real god of killing. Of course, you can also forcibly ascend to the realm of gods and humans, but that will also cause huge damage to the god puppet in front of you. Therefore, it only took 3 days for Lu Jin to completely digest these things. Sara now has strength but no skills. In the battle just now, the reason why he defeated the golden soldier was because he used his true energy. After that, another Lu Jin walked out of the time and space palace. Because he can quickly increase his strength by absorbing the true energy in the yin-yang stone. At this moment, Lu Jin remembered the system notification sound again. First of all, the imperial power in Lu Jin was gone. Its strength can be elevated to the demigod level. Lu Jin couldn't help but froze when he heard the 2 system prompts that suddenly sounded in his mind. 3 days passed, and when Lu Jin walked out of the time and space palace again, his temperament had undergone a completely different change. He savored this battle carefully in the temple of time and space. Fortunately, in the temple of time and space, the most indispensable thing is time. Ding, congratulations on successfully completing the adventure mission. The real god of killing, reward, special props, God's order, golden legendary weapon, slaying demon sword. If it weren't for someone like the god of death Bai Chi, under close observation, there wouldn't be many flaws revealed. Lu Jin glanced at the god of death Bai Chi and smiled faintly. While refining himself and cultivating his true energy, Lu Jin also began to practice the art of divine puppets. The Lu Jin in front of him, who was like a piece of blank paper, was a divine puppet created by him using the divine puppet method. Fighting is almost always done with flying bricks. Now it seems that this method is too backward. Lu Jin walked out of Jinggu Hall and then stepped into the Time and Space Palace again. It's time to refine your sword skills. Fortunately, the sudden completion of the adventure mission gave Lu Jin something to gain. Sure enough, you do have talent. It has to be said that the god puppet in front of him is almost the same as Lu Jin. If he didn't have true energy, he would have been defeated countless times. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 198. A prop, a weapon. Needless to say, this weapon goes without saying. Lu Jin looked at the god of death Bai Chi. After this period of practice, the killing god Bai Chi's cultivation has reached the immortal realm. Good. Compared to other people's cultivation speed, the speed of cultivation of the killing god Bai Chi is as fast as ever. Lu Jin handed the killing demon sword to the god of death Bai Chi. This sword is given to you. With that said, Lu Jin threw the demon killing sword over. The god of death Bai Chi took over the killing demon sword. At this moment, he felt as if the sword was born just for him. Not only that, the moment his divine personality touched the scabbard, it actually began to resonate. What a sword! The next second, Bai Chi knelt on the ground and respectfully thanked Lu Jin. Thank you, Your Majesty, for the sword. At this moment, Bai Chi only felt the fighting spirit in his body. He can't wait to use the sword to kill everyone. And Lu Jin saw Bai Chi couldn't put it down with the new weapon, and a satisfied smile appeared on his face. Then, he set his sights on another prop. God's order. Being able to use the word God as a name shows that this treasure must not be simple. Name God's order. Quality golden legendary level. Effect absorb the true energy, and after charging, it can release a blow comparable to that of a powerful person in the divine realm. Simple and crude function. Absorb the true energy, and then release a strike from a powerful person in the divine realm. As for how powerful this blow was, Lu Jin glanced at Bai Chi, who was about to move in front of him. Bai Chi. I'm here. Come to the martial arts arena with me. Upon hearing this, Bai Chi was stunned. Immediately, after reacting, Bai Chi felt his blood boiling all over. Could it be that His Majesty is preparing to test my current strength? Very good. Bai Chi started to get excited. Being able to fight against His Majesty, the strongest in the whole Long Han, is an opportunity that I can only have once in my life. Standing on the ring, Bai Chi held the newly acquired slaying demon sword, his aura overwhelming. But Lu Jin never gave up injecting chi into his hands from beginning to end. Finally, Bai Chi asked Lu Jin impatiently. Your Majesty, let's begin. Lu Jin raised his head, and at this moment, the divine token in his hand was fully charged. Boom! A golden light rushed out directly from the god's order. Facing this sudden golden light, Bai Chi suddenly felt an extremely terrifying pressure. This pressure comes from the depths of the soul, a kind of instinctive fear. Block. Bai Chi raised the killing demon sword in his hand to resist. With a loud noise, the entire arena was filled with smoke, and all the generals in Qianlong City felt this earth-shattering aura. Lu Jin savored the breath just now. Is this the breath of the divine realm? Ask yourself, if you had just encountered this attack, could you have blocked it? It can be blocked, but it must not be blocked all the time. Lu Jin took a deep breath. He still needed to practice. At this time, Bai Qi stood up among the ruins. The panic in his eyes hadn't dissipated yet. At that moment, he mobilized all the energy in his body, plus the killing magic sword. Only then was he able to block the blow. At this time, Lu Jin looked at Bai Qi and said, "That blow just now was a blow from a powerful person in the divine realm. In the future, you may encounter opponents stronger than those in the divine realm. Now, if you familiarize yourself with them in advance, you will know the gap between you and the divine realm." A blow from the divine realm. Hearing these words, a trace of surprise flashed in the eyes of the god of death Bai Qi. Is this a blow from a powerful person in the divine realm? So powerful. The god of death Bai frowned slightly. He originally thought that he now possessed a godhead, plus he had the killing demon sword in his hand. Even in the realm of immortals, he is enough to kill beings in the realm of gods. But now, after he has truly felt the attack power of a strong man in the divine realm, he no longer has any contempt in his heart. Is this the realm of gods and humans? I'm still too far away. Even though Tang Shenjiun was very ambitious, when faced with such a terrifying demon King Tang, his ambition was instantly extinguished like a spark. At this moment, in Chang'an City, Beiming-yang, that is the Tang Dynasty Association, the largest alliance of lords in the entire Demon Tang Dynasty, which lord among them is not a famous person? Demon Tang Huang Xiaofeng. This time, Demon Tang underestimated the enemy. If there were 100,000 Suanjia troops, they would definitely be able to kill Long Han without leaving any trace of his armor behind. Zhang Benjiun, how many troops are Mr. Tang Shenjiun prepared to send? I heard that the alliance's strength in the Shengtang society is almost 500,000. The Suanjia army is the elite force among all the forces in Yaotang. Tang Shenjiun, let Shen Haiguan stay in the hands of those guys for a few more days. When my troops approach the pass, I will kill them all without leaving any trace. Lin Fang, 500,000, so fierce? Tang Shenjiun, I have asked Monarch Tang for instructions. In 3 days, I will set off from Chang'an and lead my troops to attack Shen Haiguan. This faint coercion made Tang Shenjiun feel a burst of pressure. What? Tang Shenjiun did not respond formally, because at this moment he had already entered the Demon Tang Hall. 100,000 Suanjia troops. If we could really gather 100,000 Suanjia troops, it would be almost the strength of a whole country. Tang Shenjiun. It takes a lot of money and energy just to cultivate them. Demon Tang Beiming Yang, is your brain like a what? Do you really think it is easy to cultivate Suanjia army? In the palace, the demon king of Tang dynasty was sitting there, showing no power and anger. Demon Tang Lin Feng, what's going on? How could Xuerongui be defeated? Now Shen Haiguan has been completely occupied by Long Han. Tang Shenjiun, no matter how strong Xuerongui is, he is only a general above the first level realm. He has the Flying Eagle Guard, who has an average of 3rd grade warriors per capita, and Li Yuanba, a super 1st grade military general with a golden rock demon soul, who is in charge. The entire 10,000 Suanjia army was destroyed, and even Xuerongui was beheaded. Xuerongui was defeated. At this moment, a lord named Tang Shenjiun stood up. Li Yuanba cooperates with the demon soul of Sun Jinpeng, making him an invincible existence among super 1st level generals. However, Tang Shenjiun was so lucky that he actually obtained a Sun Golden Rock with a super 1st level realm and a trace of the blood of a mythical beast. A series of news hit those demon Tang lords in the face like a heavy hammer, blow after blow. It was precisely because of this that Tang Shenjiun was able to prosper in Yaotang. No matter how many times I meet him, I still feel that I am too far removed from the demon king of Tang dynasty. This Li Yuanba was originally an ordinary general beyond the first level realm recruited by Tang Shenjian. After receiving the news, many demon lords couldn't believe their ears. Demon Tang Zhongbin, I told you a long time ago, don't be careless and underestimate the enemy when you go there. A lord dynasty that can annex barbarian who must be outstanding. The first lord alliance of the demon Tang dynasty, the leader of the Sheng Tang Association. Lin Feng, what, boss Tang Shenjian is going to take action personally. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 199. My lord, pay homage to your majesty. Tang Shenjian did not dare to slack off at all, and knelt on the ground with his posture at the lowest level. The entire demon Tang dynasty hall was like this. No one dared to speak loudly, let alone express their opinions easily. Even if the news of Xuerangui's defeat reached Chang'an, they did not even dare to discuss it privately. All this is because of the demon king of Tang dynasty on the dragon throne. The demon king of Tang dynasty sat there, silent. But all civil and military officials knew that the current demon king of Tang dynasty was not in a good mood. The emperor was so angry that he laid down millions of corpses. No one dares to touch the demon Tang Qiujun's bad luck at this time. When Tang Shenjian felt a little sore in his knees, demon Tang Qiujun finally spoke. In the battle at Shenheiguan, I lost 10,000 Suanjia troops and 1 general. Such a result is not what I want to see. Shenheiguan is the territory of our demon Tang dynasty and the gateway to our demon Tang dynasty. It cannot be captured by Longhan no matter what. Where is the stranger? As soon as he finished speaking, Tang Shenjian immediately agreed. Marquis of Strangers, this is the name given to Tang Shenjian by the demon king of Tang dynasty. Although it is just a false name and does not have any real power, it also represents the attitude of the demon king towards the alien lord. Because of this fame, Tang Shenjian gained a lot of benefits. Now, it's his turn to take action. I will give you 10,000 divine machine battalions. You can lead an army of 100,000 men and head to Shenheiguan immediately. If we can capture Shenheiguan, I will definitely reward you heavily. After hearing these words, Tang Shenjian's eyes were full of surprises. Very good. He originally thought that he would use his own soldiers to fight this time. Although he has many soldiers, his average strength is only that of an 8th grade legion. Even if all the troops of the entire Sheng Tang Association are added, they can only reach the strength of a 7th grade legion. Facing Longhan's troops who could annihilate 10,000 Suanjia troops, he didn't have much confidence at first. But he never expected that Monarch Tang would actually equip him with a battalion of 10,000 divine machines. You must know that in the Shenji camp, there are all sharpshooters who are 3rd grade warriors per capita. There are 10,000 divine machine battalions to support the battle. He only needs to keep charging and let the divine machine battalion shoot from behind, and he can easily win the battle. The plan goes through. Tang Shenjian quickly knelt down and thanked him. After Tang Shenjian left, Monarch Tang's face suddenly darkened. How could it be impossible for him to know the thoughts of these alien lords? The entire demon Tang dynasty is under his surveillance, and Tang Shenjian's Tang Shengui will naturally not escape his eyes. Oh, we can gather an army of 500,000 people in such a short period of time. This batch of lords is much better than before. But so what? As long as I use some tricks, won't you have to be fooled by me? Thinking of this, Lord Yao Tang's face improved a little. He stood up from the throne and left straight away. After he left, all civil and military officials felt that the stone weighing on their hearts had finally receded. All civil and military officials left quickly. Tang Shenjian was very high-spirited and quickly sent a message to the Lord's Alliance channel. Tang Shenjian, brothers, do you want military exploits or not? As long as you ask, I will get it for you right away. Ma Hong, boss, don't be too pretentious. Did you get any benefits from meeting the Demon King of Tang Dynasty this time? Huang Shi, don't forget about me this time. You didn't take me with you when you suppressed the bandits last time. I've been craving for it for a long time. Zhang San He, in our Tang association, the strong always eat meat and the weak drink soup. I have just trained a group of 6th grade heavy cavalry recently, boss, you know. Looking at the Lord's Alliance, many lords emerged from the water like fish. Tang Shenjian only felt that his vanity was greatly satisfied. This Shanhaiguan mission is the most dangerous mission I have ever taken on. If I am not careful, the entire army will be destroyed. After all, 10,000 Suanjiajin and Xuerongui both died in Shanhaiguan. If he is careless and underestimates the enemy, he may not end up well. Thinking of this, Tang Shenjian spoke again in the Lord's Alliance channel. Tang Shenjian, everyone, our mission this time is to recapture Shanhaiguan. Ma Hong, what, retake Shanhaiguan, wasn't that already occupied by the Longhan army? Huang Sanlang, no, that is a place where all 10,000 Suanjia troops were destroyed. Aren't we looking for death by going there? Zhang San He, so, you deserve to be so poor. The brave will starve to death and the timid will starve to death. It is difficult to capture Shanhaiguan, but if we capture it, have you ever thought about how much military success you will achieve? Zhang San He, boss, take me with you in this operation. I will use my heavy cavalry to clear the way for you. Zhang San He is one of the top lords in the Tang dynasty. Most of his troops are heavy cavalry with extremely strong defensive power. If you take him with you, you can indeed withstand a lot of damage when attacking Shanhaiguan. After thinking for a moment, Tang Shenjian immediately agreed to Zhang San He's request. Tang Shenjian, I will also bring Li Yuanba and the Flying Eagle Guard with me. This time the action is dangerous and the lords with low combat power should not participate. Tang Shenjian, Zhang San He, Lin Hongchen, Li Shengming, Wang Chong, you all put aside all your work and prepare to assemble. Lin Hongchen, I was still thinking about what I was suddenly called to do. It turns out something great is happening. Wang Chong, I was suppressing bandits just now. Didn't you see that my bloody axe hand is already extremely thirsty? The other lords in the alliance saw these people emerging one after another and involuntarily chose to withdraw. The people Tang Shenjian named were all lords with high-level arms in the Lord's Alliance. Once they show up, it means no one else has any chance. Among them, Zhang San He's heavy cavalry, Lin Hongchen's jungle shooter, Wang Chong's blood axe hand, Li Shenming's silver armor cavalry. These are without exception the best among the advanced arms. Even 6th grade heavy cavalry can defend against attacks from 5th grade or even 4th grade regiments. With such a powerful configuration, the other lords looked at the poor soldiers in their territories and felt ashamed. Seeing one after another lord respond to his call, the corners of Tang Shenjian's mouth rose slightly. Raise an army for 1,000 days and use it for a while. If you go to Shanhaiguan alone, your chance of winning is only 1%. But if the lords of the entire Shentang Association unite, they have a 30% chance of winning. Coupled with the Shenji battalion supported by the monarch of the Demon Tang dynasty, the chance of winning is as high as 90%. I've never been an arrogant person. Just in case, bring this thing with you. Tang Shenjian put a pill into his backpack. Now, he can be sure that his chance of winning is infinitely close to 100%. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 200. Yaotang troops gathered together, 100,000 troops gathered, and all attacked Shanhaiguan. On the Shanhaiguan side, the god Li Mu knelt before Lu Jin. God Li Mu did not expect that Lu Jin would come to Shanhaiguan at this time. Is it time to officially start the war? No need to be polite. Lu Jin waved his hand. He came to Shenheguan this time for two main purposes. The first purpose is to set up a teleportation array in Shenheguan. With the teleportation array, it will be more convenient to transport troops and supplies in the future. Of course, the second purpose is to gain experience. Lu Jin looked at the three people behind him. These three people are the two sisters Len Yun and Len Yu, and the killing god Bai Qi. As the average strength of Qianlong City steadily increased, everyone began to fall into the bottleneck of the immortal realm. Of course that includes Lu Jin. In the entire Longhan, the only people who are not restricted by the immortal realm are the killing god Bai Qi and the two sisters Len Yun. All this is due to the divinity in their bodies. The existence of Godhead has raised their potential to a level that Lu Jindu cannot reach now. So this time, Lu Jin brought them to Shenheguan, intending to use Yao Tang as a whetstone to train the three of them. Of course, Lu Jin did not come in his true form this time. Lu Jin's true body is still cultivating in the temple of time and space, and the Lu Jin walking in the outside world is the god puppet he refined. In terms of combat power, the god puppet at its peak has the strength of a god-man realm. Therefore, it is undoubtedly the most appropriate way to let the god puppet clone take the three of them to Demon Tang for training. Has Yao Tang organized an army to counter-attack recently? Shenheguan, as a border customs, is the gateway between two regions. It can be said that whoever can hold it in hand holds the key to entering the opponent's area. If Shenheguan is captured, Lu Jin will definitely find a way to recapture Shenheguan. Therefore, Lu Jin can be sure that the Demon King of Tang will definitely not let Shenheguan go. If he can't take Shenheguan, he wants to enter Longhan territory through the border. Either lead the troops through the Void Sea next to them, or lead the troops through the Zuo mountain next to them. There are all kinds of strange monsters in the Sea of Nothingness, and there are only a few of these monsters in historical records. There are countless monsters in the Saint Realm. If they lead their troops into the Void Sea, they will be regarded as Longhan's demon cavalry. 10 people went in, and if one person came out alive, it was a good result. As for the ancestral Wu Mountain, let alone that. The place where the ancestral Wu once fell has long since become a desperate place after a series of changes. The difficulty of passing through the Zuo mountain is slightly higher than that of passing through the Sea of Nothingness. Therefore, in the gap between these two desperate places, Shenheguan came into being. Borders have naturally become a battleground between various regions. Some time ago, many lords indeed organized a counterattack to recapture Shenheguan. But the strength of these counterattack troops is extremely weak. They were all eliminated by us before they even got close to the city wall. After 3 or 4 attacks, there are no counterattack troops coming to harass us. No counterattack troops? It seems that Monarch Tang is planning to hold back a big deal. He didn't believe that the arrogant demon king of Tang dynasty could bear it so well. The calm now is just the calm before the storm. Thinking of this, Lu Jin said, since there is no war, I will take them to the territory of Yao Tang for some experience. The talent of killing God Bai Qi is that you can only gain experience points by killing enemies. Len Yun and Len Yu are now in the immortal realm, but they have no real realm and little practical experience. Therefore, Lu Jin specially brought the 3 of them out this time to increase their experience. Just when Lu Jin was about to take the 3 of them out of Shenheguan and enter the territory of Yao Tang, a carrier pigeon landed from the sky on Li Mu's shoulder. Li Mu took off the letter paper from the pigeon's feet and his eyes lit up. Seeing the god Li Mu like this, Lu Jin couldn't help but ask. What happened? Reporting to your majesty, I have just received news that Tang Shenjiun, leader of the Demon Tang Lords Alliance, is leading a 100,000 coalition force and 10,000 divine machine battalions to come and take back Shenheguan. How many people? 100,000 people? Lu Jin's eyes lit up. For him, this was not 100,000 people, but 100,000 experience packs. Looking at Len Yun and the other 3, except for Len Yun, and the god of death Bai Qi both showed a hint of excitement on their faces. "Leave these 100,000 people to us." As he spoke, Lu Jing clapped his hands, and immediately 4 red-flamed gosh ox flew over, willing to serve as mounts for Lu Jin and the others. Lu Jing glanced at Li Mu, and then said, "During this period, you can go back to Qianlong City to practice. While we are training in Yaotang, it is estimated that no one will come to Shanhaiguan to cause trouble." After saying this, the red flame goshawk took off and disappeared into the sky. After seeing Lu Jin and others leaving, Shen Limu frowned slightly, as if he had thought of something. After a long time, God Limu sighed. Then he ordered the deputy general to take care of Shanhaiguan when the God Limu was away. God Limu knew very well that he guarded the border all year round and rarely returned to Qianlong City. Nowadays, everyone is already at the level of Immortal Realm, and I have just barely reached the Saint Realm. Lu Jin asked Shen Limu to return to Qianlong City to practice this time so that he could quickly catch up with the progress of others. Otherwise, after a while, he will probably become the weakest among the generals of Qianlong City. The god Limu returned to Qianlong City, and his deputy general took over Shanhaiguan. Lu Jin and others headed towards the location mentioned in the intelligence, preparing to intercept Tang Shenjiun and his party halfway. At this moment, Tang Shenjiun didn't know why, but suddenly felt a chill on his back. He couldn't help but shudder. Seeing Tang Shenjiun's appearance, Zhang Sanhe beside him couldn't help laughing. "What's wrong, boss? Are you feeling uncomfortable in any way?" "I don't know, but I don't know why, but suddenly I have an ominous premonition in my heart." "An ominous premonition?" Zhang Sanhe glanced at the configuration of the army behind him. In the front row are his heavy cavalry, which have unparalleled powerful defense. In the team, there is a blood axeman with high attack and high damage, who is enough to split any team's formation. Under the cover of the team, behind them is the team of the Shenji battalion with average marksmen per capita. You need to be frank, you need to do damage and you need to do damage, you need to have long range and you need long range, you need to have melee and melee. With such a comprehensively developed team, Zhang Sanhe really couldn't imagine where this ominous premonition came from. "Boss, are you scared by Long Hanjun's record? Although the Suanjia army is strong, it only has 10,000 soldiers. Although Xuerongui is strong, it is only a first-class general. Now that Jinpeng and Li Yuanba are in charge of our team, there are 100,000 coalition troops and 10,000 divine machine battalions. What are you afraid of?"